back students. In the previous video we discussed about the introduction of digestion and absorption, which is a part of human physiology. As a continuation of the topic, today we will discuss about the anatomy of alimentary canal. The anatomy of alimentary canal. So what is alimentary canal? Which regions are present in that? What are the functions of each and every region? That is about the anatomy. And how, with what cells, what layers those pipe-like structure will be formed. So those details we will discuss now. So alimentary canal is a pipe-like structure that starts from mouth and ends at anus. So the mouth is a region which is helpful for the ingestion of food materials, and the anus is a region which is helpful for digestion, that means output of the waste material or the undigested material. So this is helpful for digestion and this is helpful for ingestion. So all the regions which are present from mouth to anus, those includes under alimentary canal. So what are the different regions present there and what are the functions of those, we will discuss now. So we will see what are the regions sequence from mouth to anus. So alimentary canal starts from mouth. So that is known as buccal cavity and extends into food pipe, that is esophagus, and that is extends into stomach. Stomach has three regions. Those are cardiac, pyloric, and fundic regions. All those regions are present in the stomach. And from stomach, it leads to small intestine. It leads to small intestine. Small intestine contains duodenum, jejunum, understanding, and ileum. These are the three regions present in the small intestine. Now, that small intestine leads to large intestine. So what are the regions? Cecum, colon, rectum, and finally from rectum it leads to anus. So mouth, here it is started with the mouth and ended with the anus, and these are the different regions present between anus and mouth and anus. So you have to remember all these regions in sequence manner. You cannot tell mouth, stomach, large intestine, small intestine, food pipe. You cannot tell like that. You have to tell in the sequence of the passage of food. After you are eating, how it is going, what is the journey of that food material. So according to that sequence only, you have to describe the regions which are present in the alimentary canal. So these are the parts. And cardiac, for example, stomach. This is the stomach. This is the cardiac region. This is the pyloric region. this is the fundic region. So the stomach itself is divided into 3 different regions. Now diagrammatically we will see all these regions. Diagrams are very important, and for biology students you have to practice the diagrams. Carefully you can observe, and this is the buccal cavity and this is the esophagus. And esophagus reaches up to stomach region and forms as a stomach, a J-shaped body that is known as the stomach, a sac-like structure. And stomach will extend in the form of small intestine, and small intestine will extend up to the anus. And this is how the small intestine is presented in the alimentary canal. So this is mouth, this is buccal cavity, this is esophagus, and this is the stomach. And see here, this is the cardiac region of stomach, fundic region of stomach, and pyloric region of the stomach. Understanding? Cardiac, fundic, and pyloric. And this is up to from here to this all is the small intestine. Small intestine. And from here it is all the large intestine. This is large intestine. So this is how the alimentary canal is located in the human body. So this is the diagrammatic representation of the alimentary canal. Now what we will do? We will take each and every region and we will know some important facts about each and every region. So as a part of that, now we will see mouth and buccal cavity. Mouth and buccal cavity. So what are the specialized organs present in the buccal cavity? In buccal cavity we have teeth. Buccal cavity we have teeth and tongue and salivary glands. The glands which will release the saliva, those are called as salivary glands. So these three are present in the buccal cavity. You can draw this diagram in your notes. Now we will see about each and every organ, that is teeth, tongue and salivary glands. So how many teeth are present? 32. And how many types are there? 4 types. What are those? Incisors, canines, premolars and molars. These are the 4 different types of teeth which are present in the buccal cavity. Incisors are helpful for cutting and biting. Canines are helpful for tearing. That means flesh we have to tear. So for tearing purpose, canines will be helpful. And premolars and molars are helpful for grinding. That means it will grind the food into a paste-like material. Whatever we are taking, it is grinded by the premolars and molars, and that will grind the entire food material and makes into a paste-like manner. Now, tongue. Tongue is helpful for mixing of food with the saliva, so that food will become wet and it will easily swallow into the esophagus. And tongue is also helpful for sense of taste. So what are the specialized structures that are responsible for getting the taste? Those are taste buds. Those are taste buds. And salivary glands. Those will secrete saliva. And what is the uses of saliva we will see now. So here 32 teeth. So we don't know how many incisors, how many canines, how many premolars and how many molars. So to identify those number, they are giving a specialized formula, that is dental formula. Dental formula. So what is dental formula? The formula which denotes the number of teeth in a species, that is known as dental formula. So here I am drawing. Assume this one as a upper jaw and this one as a lower jaw. So assume like that. Now I will demonstrate the dental formula of the human beings. We have two types of teeth, milk teeth and permanent teeth. So when you born and up to 3 years, up to 5 years, 7 years, we can get the milk teeth, and after that slowly those teeth will be fallen or loose and the new teeth will come. So those teeth are permanent teeth. If they fallen or if you lose the permanent teeth, it will not come again. Okay. So the dental formula of the milk teeth is different, and the dental formula of the permanent teeth is different. Dental formula of milk teeth is different and permanent teeth is different. So the milk teeth dental formula is two one two three by 2 1. So this is the dental formula of the milk teeth, and this is the dental formula of the permanent teeth. 2123 by 2123. So how this dental formula is calculated? What are the basis for calculation of this dental formula? That means here we have 4 types of teeth: incisors, canines, premolars, molars. And here what this dental formula denotes? This dental formula, the upper side, it is denotes this half. So this half. That means this one. And this bottom side, this formula, this number denotes this half. This half. And we have to add double this one and double this one. So then you can get this number. That means in the milk teeth, we have this indicates, this 2 indicates incisors, this one indicates canines, this one indicates premolars, and this one indicates molars. And bottom also the same thing. This 2 indicates incisors, this one indicates canines, this 0 indicates premolars, and this 2 indicates molars. So what is the total number of teeth present in the milk teeth? That means here we have to do the calculation. See here 2, 1, 0, 2. So total 5. So 5 are present in this quarter. And we have to double this one. So upper side 10 teeth and downside 5, and we have to double this half. So total is 10. So total there are 20 milk teeth. There are 20 milk teeth present in the babies. Now come to permanent teeth. These are incisors, canines, premolars, molars. That means total 8. In this half of the upper jaw having 8 teeth. And again we have to double this one also. So upper jaw is 16 and lower jaw again 16. So total 32 number of teeth present in the adult human beings. Like this we can discuss the dental formula. Now I will draw the teeth here. For example, this is the incisors. These 2 incisors. Permanent teeth I am drawing 2 incisors and 1 canine. Canine is chisel shape like this. And 2 premolars. 2 premolars and 3 molars. Like this. See here 2 incisors, 1 canine, 2 premolars and 3 molars. And the same like this. And lower same like this. So total 32 teeth. This is the description of the dental formula. This is very important in the further studies. This is very important for the NEET level exams also. They can ask directly what are the teeth are absent in milk teeth. Milk type of dentition, what are the teeth absent? See here how many teeth are absent? Total milk teeth contains 20, permanent teeth contains 32. So total 12 teeth are difference. 12 teeth difference is there. So what are those? This same, this one is same. Here premolars is not, no premolars is there, and here 1 molar is not there. So total this 4 molars and here having 2. That means 8 premolars. So these 8 premolars and 4 molars are absent in the milk teeth, and those comes in the permanent teeth. So this is about the teeth. What is the type of dentition? We are having milk teeth and permanent teeth. And what is the dental formula for the milk teeth? 2102 by 2102. And here permanent teeth 2123 by 2123. So this is about teeth. Now we will discuss about tongue. This is how we have the tongue, and this is a muscular organ, and here we have the different taste buds. A small bud-like structure is present. Those are helpful for sense of taste. So what are the different types of taste? Sweet, sour, bitter. So these are different types of tastes. So there are different types of taste buds which can recognize these type of tastes. So here on the edge of the tongue, front portion, we have fungiform birds, and here in this region we have filiform type of birds. These are different types of taste buds which are responsible for sense of different types of tastes. And here we are having another type of taste buds. Those are known as circumvallate taste buds. So these are the three different types of taste buds which are responsible for sense of tastes in the animals. This is about tongue, and tongue is helpful for mixing the food, and we can mix the food wherever it is present in the buccal cavity. We can take it out. So this tongue also acts as an universal toothbrush. That because toothbrush, what it will do? It will mix. It will clean all the teeth. So like that, we can, for example, if something struck in between the teeth, we can try to move that out with the help of the tongue. So like that, we are calling the tongue as a universal toothbrush, and it will mix the food with the saliva. These are the specialized functions of tongue. Now we will discuss about salivary glands. Salivary glands are present in the buccal cavity region, which will release the saliva. So, which part of food materials, which chemicals the saliva will digest? The saliva also contains some type of enzymes that will digest the food materials. Starch, we take starch, 40% of the starch itself is digested at the buccal cavity. So those details we will see in the physiology of digestion. But here we are telling about only the anatomy. What are the organs present? What are the different types of glands present? That only we are discussing here. When we discuss the physiology of digestion, then the enzymes secreted in the saliva, which substances they will digest. So those details we will see in the physiology of digestion. So these are the organs present in the buccal cavity region, and in the next video we will discuss about esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus. Okay, now this is about the mouth and buccal cavity, and we are coming to esophagus. Esophagus is started from the buccal cavity region and ended up to at the chest region. And the chest region, from the chest region, stomach arises. Stomach is an J-shaped organ. It looks like J-shaped sac-like structure, where temporarily the food will be stored. And stomach leads to small intestine, and small intestine leads to large intestine, and large intestine leads to anus. These are the pipe-like structures. For example, if you cut the pipe at here and you see in the microscope, we can find this is a tube-like structure. So this is a tube outer layer, and we can observe different types of layers in the alimentary canal. So what are those? This is the alimentary canal, and this upper layer, it is known as serosa. Serosa contains different muscles. Because the alimentary canal has to do movement. Because if it is not moved, the food from esophagus, it will not enter into other regions. These will do a movement like structures. So that movements will be helpful for the passage of food from one region to another region. So for the movement purpose, we need muscles. So that's why the outer region contains muscles. So outer region, it contains longitudinal muscles like this, longitudinal muscles, and the inner region, it contains circular muscles. So these two regions up to here, it is up to here, this region is serosa. This two is serosa. Outerly it contains longitudinal muscles and innerly it contains circular muscles. So this region is serosa. And now this region, it is submucosa. This region is submucosa. And here this region is mucosa. This region is mucosa. And this whole pipe-like halo, this all is known as lumen. So here the food is present, and outer, these are the protective layers of the pipe. Outer serosa that contains longitudinal muscles and circular muscles. Longitudinal muscles and circular muscles. And inner region, that is submucosa, and again inner region, that is mucosa, and this is the lumen. So if you cut the region and if you observe in the microscope, you can see all these types of layers present in the alimentary canal. So this diagram is a cross section of the alimentary canal. So wherever you can cut, you can find out this type of organization. So this is about the anatomy of the alimentary canal. And in the next video, we will discuss about the physiology of digestion and what are the enzymes present at each and every region. For example, stomach will secrete HCl, pepsinogen, like different enzymes. And small intestine will release so many different types, maltase, lactase, invertase, like that. So many different types of enzymes will be secreted by the small intestine. And in the large intestine, most of the water is reabsorbed. To prevent the loss of water, large intestine plays an important role for reabsorption process. And final outcome is anus. So these details we will see in elaborate manner in the next video. Thank you so much.